Covers all the local sports and a little bit more with your hosts, Russ Oker and Chad Lee Kessner. And now, here's the pitch.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pitch Sports Show on KCOG Centerville. I'm Russ Oker, along with me, as always, the Hall of Famer Chad Lee Kessner and that guy named Josh. And we have got a great show for you tonight. Aaron Carson is getting to be on the show to talk baseball. Hard to believe it, but we're going to talk baseball. Sign-ups coming up for Rapids County Little League and Minor League Baseball. Also on the show tonight, Mark Whistler is going to talk about this junior high wrestling team that's having a great season. We're looking forward to visiting with Mark about that. And then Coach Matt Krusic, Coach Anthony White, and Coach Kovacevic, we're calling him the man of the hour after that radio interview last night that has got everybody talking and everybody saying he's hit the nail on the head. And we will get him fired up tonight here on the sports show. And we've got, of course, our trip to the mound, our Hall of Fame challenge, and our Do You Know the Rules? Last week's question kind of stumped everybody. This week, I think you guys have a shot to get this one, or at least get most of it at it. Right now, how that goes. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors who make the show possible each and every week. RK Auto Body, Jackson Home Center, The Preserve on Rathbun Lake, Northside Insurance, The Daily Iowegian, Chico Construction, Cook Insurance, Jim Ireland Menswear, Flower Teak, Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop, Henley Dental, and Thomas Funeral Home. Also, Power Insurance with our Hall of Fame challenge. And our presenting sponsor, Hy-Vee. A big thanks to all of the folks out here at Hy-Vee for having us out each and every week so that we can talk about our young student athletes and give them their proper adieu. Of course, it is a big week. It is Super Bowl week. We're going to talk about that game and some of the things that go along with it in our trip to the mound tonight. And also, we're looking very much forward to the Hall of Fame challenge baseball tonight. There you go. I thought I'd throw that out there. I didn't. A little curveball. Yeah, a little curveball. Baseball. We'll go with that. See how that goes. Get your catcher to report here in 23 weeks. Is it 20 days? There you go. There you go. So, well, I thought that Aaron was coming out to talk about minor league and little league signups and getting everybody ready to get going for that. I would do a little baseball. I mean, do you guys really want to? Do either one of you really even care about the Super Bowl? No, not really. No, there you go. So I thought we'd just go baseball. We'll grab a break. When we come back, Josh will tell us about everything that's on sale out here in Hy-Vee, which I think is pretty much everything. Right? So there you go. We'll talk about that when we come back on Hy-Vee The Pitch.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. As we head into a brand new year, I would like to say thank you to all of my clients that made 2014 a tremendous year for me and my business. Dozens of first-time customers trusted me with their money and IRA investments. If you have a CD maturing in the near future, you should contact me about my safe money options. You will be pleasantly surprised. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Let's make 2015 a great year for your hard-earned money, and thank you for your business. It's greatly appreciated.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Athens County. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is one of Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf courses. The golf season will be here before you know it, and the Preserve reminds you it's important to look your best and to have the best equipment. So stop out to their pro shop today. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake has the finest pro shop in the area. Stop out today for golf balls, golf clubs, and anything you need to look and play your best. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake, Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course and the area's only full-service pro shop.
Hi, folks. Billy Thomas with Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Service. In 2007, we opened the Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Centerville with these thoughts in mind. Provide the area with a funeral home that is supportive of the community and its people beyond the funeral service. Provide superior service that well exceeds those around us. Providing a home-like atmosphere when helping your family tailor the services to your needs. No tricks, no pressure, just genuine care. Doing all of this at the best price. At 37 years of age, I can offer my availability to your family today and decades to come. For information on funerals, cremation, or advanced planning, stop by Thomas Funeral Home or give us a call at 641-856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 641-664-2353.
The Thomas Funeral Home, building a reputation, not resting on one.
This is the pitch on KCOG Centerville, presented by your local Hy-Vee store. We remind everybody that we are streaming live at thepitchforkshow.com. That's thepitchforkshow.com. And if you missed the show, you can pick it up tomorrow online as well. Next week, Alex Kelly joins us. She'll be in the box as we get back to our student athletes next week. So looking forward to having Alex out. Right now, we're going to visit with Josh Bryce about all things on sale at Hy-Vee. Josh, as you were telling me that he says all things are on sale. Yeah. So we have, if you can't find what you're looking for on sale here this week, then I don't know what to tell you. But we've got a lot of great stuff going on for this weekend. We have Pepsi product 12-pack cans, just 4 for $10. Wait a minute. Say it again. Pepsi or Mountain Dew product 12-pack cans, 4 for $10. All right. We have Lay's potato chips, just $1.48 a bag. Jack's frozen pizzas, just $1.99. 80% lean ground beef in a 1-pound cube, just $2.99. We also have Coke products, 3 for $9 with coupons. We have Heights Purified Drinking Water, a 24-pack for $1.99. 12-inch medium single topping pizzas that take and bake from our kitchen are $5.88 with an 8-cent fuel saver. Ritz crackers are $1.88. Hy-Vee Party Dip, 8 ounce, select flavors are 2 for $1, and the Nabisco snack crackers are 3 for $5 this week. And Pepsi was what I tell you, 4% all week long. Okay, I think you could live off that front page. Yeah, I think a lot of guys could live off that front page. Absolutely sure. There's shredded cheese on there, 4 for $5. So that pretty much means every meal I can cook. There you go. How about that? Outstanding. All right, all of that out here at your local Hy-Vee store. All right, we will grab another break. When we come back, Darren Carson joins us for our first pitch segment. That is next on Hy-Vee The Pitch.
This is Amy from the Flower Tea on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Valentine's Day is fast approaching. Are you ready to spoil her this year? We carry roses, mixed bouquets, balloons, teddy bears, candy, and gifts sure to wow her. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop in or call today and let our friendly staff help you pick out the perfect gift just for her. Flower Tea on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square, or call 437-4131.
Jackson Home Center is excited to announce that we have moved to a new location. Come check us out, Jackson Home Center on the east side of the Centerville Square. Now through the end of January, with any $500 in-store purchase, you'll receive free rental of the Host dry carpet cleaning machine and a 6-pound box of cleaner. Call us for all your flooring needs at 641-856-6331. That's at Jackson Home Center, east side of the Centerville Square. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, and Saturday, 10 to 3.
Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridor is proud to be a part of the Pitchfork Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridor.
It's time for our Oker Realty First Pitch, brought to you by Oker Realty in Centerville, 315 North Kent. Call us at 437-0500 or stop by and see us today. Also, check out our website at okerrealty.com. Plus, Oker Broker Depot has an opportunity department. Have I missed the open house yet? No, not yet. Okay. The big grand opening of the new office coming up. I'm hoping in a couple weeks. Okay. Stay tuned, and I won't let it pass. Okay. I think Darren Carson's got all the anti-bands right here. I think he's got everything done. Everything's done in there. And it's pretty well wrapped up. Just a little piece of trim, but okay. All right. Very good. Well, Darren is joining us tonight, and not in the capacity of the guy who renovated the building, but as the guy who is the president of the Appalachian County Baseball Association. And Darren, it's hard to believe it. We're already talking and thinking baseball, but sign-up time is here.
It's upon us, yeah. That's what I was thinking this morning going to work. 50 degrees. It's not that hard to believe. The baseball's around the corner, but got a pretty mild winter. It'll be here before we know it.
And so when is the first time to get the kids signed up?
We're going to a couple different locations. This Saturday will be the first one. We've got a basketball tournament going on down at junior high in Lakeview. So we're going to have a table set up down there at 8 o'clock. And until sometime late afternoon when all the games are pretty well wrapped up.
So will that be at junior high and
We'll have one, and we'll have a set somewhere to sign up for both of them. Then there's another tournament on the 14th, February 14th, at those same locations again, same time. Then I'm going to try to sneak out here next Wednesday evening during the pitch, and if anybody wants to stop in while they're shopping, sign the kids up, it'd be great.
All right. And fees, what's the cost for kids to play?
If you have one child, it's $60 fee. 2 children is $100, and then if you've got 3 or more, it's $120.
Okay. And those fees have been pretty steady for a number of years, haven't they?
Yeah, we looked at them again this year as a board, and we decided we're going to keep them where they're at.
Any other notable changes for the baseball?
It looks like our tryouts, we moved them back a week. So the tryout section will be March 15th for the Little League players. The kids are going to be entering the Little League draft. And we usually do that at Indian Hills. I don't have the times yet for that. And the other big thing that we have is we're looking for some employees. We need a player agent, field agent, and someone to run the concession stand. So we're going to be putting an ad in the newspaper here in the next week. I am going to update the website, and it'll have the description of the job, AppalachianCountyBaseball.org, or someone is interested in something like that, take a look at it, give me a call.
Obviously, the concession stand kind of speaks for itself what all they do, but they're down there pretty much. The season starts first of May, and then kind of regular season ends somewhere in the middle of June, right? And they're down there 4 or 5 nights a week, right?
Yeah, I think for some reason April 22nd is stuck in my head as the first game. But yeah, you're basically there 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, unless you have a makeup game. Until the end of the season. And the last few years have been a little different with state tournaments we've hosted. We've extended that season a little bit. If we don't get a state tournament, which I'm guessing we probably won't, we usually have small start games here, and probably host another B tournament or another A tournament.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about the field. You know, we've been very fortunate here in Centerville and Appalachian County Little League to host the 10-year-old state tournament, and then last year the main 11 and 12-year-old state tournament. And the fields have had many improvements in light of that, and in light of some very generous people. So, talk to me a little bit about our facilities and a little bit about, I guess, the generosity of the Bloody family.
Yeah, it's the last few years especially. We worked super hard. The board, a lot of volunteers to get things, I guess, up to par. We were hosting people from all corners of the state, and from everything that I've heard, we did a great job. I mean, people were impressed. We took care of what we need to take care of. Like I said, the field coming together, and the spring we'll have irrigation on both fields, so that's going to help immensely. And yeah, the Pauletti donation that was left to us has definitely put us in a much better situation when we do need to make some field improvements. We just don't feel like we're scraping by day to day. So we're trying to protect that so we can have that for many years to come.
And of course, we should mention also helped out tremendously by the Golick family. Connie Golick passed away there last year, and that memorial went, and then Brian McClurg, that memorial. So as far as that goes, for a lot of people to be thankful for, and kind of been this financially fortunate run for the league.
And like I said, we're we tried to have the board decide to do its best as far as improvements that are needed. And we did make some major investments in the last few years to get the facilities, and I think they look great. But that's one of those jobs that we're looking for, that player field agent, to keep them fields looking the way they do. And it's a tough job for one guy, but there's always a lot of volunteers that are proud to keep that field looking good. There's a lot of people in Athens County that love the baseball.
Darren Carson, the president of the Athens County Baseball Association. Sign-up coming up this weekend during these basketball tournaments. You can sign up at Lakeview or at the junior high. And the next week, Darren plans to be out here during the pitch to get you signed up as well. And it's, we've all, Chad and I, and Aaron, yourself, Josh, have been very involved with the Little League. It's so important for people to get signed up because there's so much work that is done to get ready for tryouts. You have to see how many kids you have to have out, who's back from teams last year. You got to get your minor league teams in order, see just any number of different things that, and sometimes it's hard to help, but we want every kid that wants to play ball to play ball, but if you know they're going to play, it sure helps when they get signed up early versus stroll in there 2 days before the tryout and sign up.
It leaves us kind of a small window to by the time you start putting schedules together for the Little League and the minor league, ordering uniforms that you might need, hats, all those different things. Like you said, the sooner we can get this done, the better. So we tried to carve out a little longer window this year to make sure we get that taken care of. Yeah, it's hard to believe it's going to be here, but it's going to be here before we know it.
Well, Darren, thanks for stopping by. Good luck on the upcoming season, and appreciate you stepping up as the president of the Baseball Association. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk wrestling with Mark Whistler. We got a junior high team that's got some very talented kids. We're excited to have Coach Whistler out here to talk about the junior high wrestling team and the season they've been having. That's coming up next on Ivy's The Pitch.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square's got you covered when it comes to men's dress. Whether it's business or casual, Jim Ireland Menswear can help. And for the sports fans, they have lots of sports apparel, from the Hawkeyes and Cyclones to UNI and the Centerville Big Reds and Redettes. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square also has Team Ice Scrapers. Stop in today at Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
We're talking local sports a little bit more on Ivy's The Pitch, and it's time to talk wrestling. Mark Whistler is our junior high coach, and Coach, thanks for stopping out. I understand you guys have got a pretty talented group of kids there.
Yeah, really, for the most part, we've got 11 wrestlers out, and coming into the season, my first year at the junior high, out of those 11, I think we had 3 guys that kind of just came out at the beginning of the season, and so we had 7 8 that had been wrestling for quite some time. Some of them since they could walk, kindergarten age and up. So we've got a few of this, maybe their second or third year of experience, but overall, quite an experienced group of guys and girls.
This is your first year at junior high, but you've been helping with the high school for that, right?
Yeah, I was the assistant coach for 5 years at high school. Last spring, Brad Warren, a longtime junior high wrestling coach, decided to step down, and I decided to move to junior high, kind of take a different role and maybe try and get our junior high athletes more prepared for what to expect once they got to high school. So, yep.
So and we're going to talk a lot about these kids individually, but let's talk about the program in general. I know you talked about being at the high school, now going to the junior high. The numbers in our high school program, haven't been what we hoped. I'm guessing that you see that as a challenge for you at the junior high, and how concerned are you with the numbers and how fast can we turn that around?
Well, right now our youth club is probably as good as it's been in several years. Matt Johnson, who used to be a head wrestling coach here in Centerville before he left for a few years, is now doing the youth club portion of our program. And so my hopes are to continue what he does and build off of that with the youth club guys and improve or hone their skills for them to be successful in high school. With that, along the way, when I first took over or was interviewing, I made it quite clear to Bruce Carpenter, Rich Parker, that I would be willing to take anybody involved that wanted to be involved, wanted to give wrestling a try, because I do believe that, there are late bloomers, especially in the sport of wrestling. Students may, for one reason or another, never tried it and can have success not only in the junior high, but in years afterwards in the high school by just coming out and giving it a try. So I think a realistic goal, if we could have five wrestlers that have quite a bit of experience from the youth level through junior high, entering high school, that would put, at least 20 guys with 4 classes on a team with quite a bit of experience. And you can gather a few more along the way. We're going to get the numbers back up and probably have some pretty successful teams. So
you graduated from Centerville.
Yep.
You were a big red wrestler.
Big red wrestler.
Obviously, like all of us in Centerville, wrestling has been such a big part, such a successful sport. You obviously firsthand being a wrestler yourself. Is there ever a time, well, obviously that there was, but how concerned have you become over it in the years? How much have you said, this just isn't right, we got to get this thing back to where the kids are coming out?
Yeah, it's always been a concern ever since I moved back. The first year I taught Centerville, before that I was assistant coach at Moravia for a year while I taught there, and then moving back, that was when Kevin Cochran was still the head coach. Matt Johnson was his assistant. And at the time, we all together realized there was probably a need to improve our youth program. So that first year that I wasn't officially an assistant, I volunteered at the high school. I started to take over the youth club. And we've had several changes at the helm since then. But collectively, there's always been a group of guys, whether they're parents or just guys that have been involved or interested in wrestling throughout their lives, for the boys that, hey, we need like any other sport, having Darren on earlier with the little league, minor league, it starts at the foundation of a good high school program has a lot to do with your youth club. And so I feel like I'm rambling here a little bit, but, it's always been a large priority for myself, along with several other guys. And like I said, the guys in my 7th grade right now, I've got a big group of 7th graders. Out of the 11 wrestlers, 7 of them are 7th graders. Part of that is the 8th grade class has very few boys in it. I think there's like 32 boys in the whole 8th grade class. a lot of these kids that are in seventh grade now, I remember them whenever, 5, 6 years ago, and the groups behind our sixth grade class, we have a really talented and a sixth grade group that have been wrestling ever since they were in kindergarten. And I remember when I first started at the high school, Fowler High School had a Top Notch program for about 4 or 5 years. And I remember reading an article in the Des Moines Register and discussing with Matt Johnson that it said it took them 10 years to get that program to where it was. So unfortunately, success doesn't come overnight. And so, I think we've been on the right track for quite some time. There may have been a lull in participation, especially with the age group that's in the high school right now. And now I think the next few years we're really going to start to see the efforts that a certain group of people have put into the MAC clubs, not only the coaches or volunteers, but the parents as well. Like any other sport at an early age, it's a lot about parental commitment. I mean, unfortunately, the little kids can't drive themselves, so they got to have parents and a support system willing to put in the time and effort. And there is some money involved with entry fees to help them be successful. Not only them, but to help Centerville have a successful high school program. So lots of different working parts to having a quality overall high school program. And like I say, it definitely starts with the youth club. So
we'll grab a break. When we come back, Coach Whistler will tell us about these 11 kids, and we'll talk a little bit about how the season's been going as a team and how it's been going for each of these kids. That's coming up next on High View the Pitch.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. As we head into a brand new year, I would like to say thank you to all of my clients that made 2014 a tremendous year for me and my business. Dozens of first-time customers trusted me with their money and IRA investments. If you have a CD maturing in the near future, you should contact me about my safe money options. You will be pleasantly surprised. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Let's make 2015 a great year for your hard-earned money, and thank you for your business. It's greatly appreciated.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Athens County. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is one of Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf courses. The golf season will be here before you know it, and the Preserve reminds you it's important to look your best and to have the best equipment. So stop out to their pro shop today. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake has the finest pro shop in the area. Stop out today for golf balls, golf clubs, and anything you need to look and play your best. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake, Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course and the area's only full-service pro shop.
Hi, folks. Billy Thomas with Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Service. In 2007, we opened the Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Centerville with these thoughts in mind. Provide the area with a funeral home that is supportive of the community and its people beyond the funeral service. Provide superior service that well exceeds those around us. Providing a home-like atmosphere when helping your family tailor the services to your needs. No tricks, no pressure, just genuine care. Doing all of this at the best price. At 37 years of age, I can offer my availability to your family today and decades to come. For information on funerals, cremation, or advanced planning, stop by Thomas Funeral Home or give us a call at 641-856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 641-664-2353.
The Thomas Funeral Home, building a reputation, not resting on one.
We're talking local sports a little bit more on IV's The Pitch. Visiting now with Mark Whistler. He's our junior high wrestling coach. And Coach, we'll talk about these kids, but first of all, talk about them as a group. And for you, to go from high school age kid to junior high kid. A little bit different maturity level, a little bit different, I'm sure, showing up for practice, but I'm sure you're having a blast with these guys.
Yeah, there's been some major differences, but overall I've been really surprised at how much I've liked coaching the junior high athletes. I'd say everybody says, well, you know, is there anything you don't like? I think more than anything, I miss being able to actually work out with there being a lot smaller one. I'm having to run a practice instead of join in on a practice. But that's been about the biggest downfall. I think for some of these guys, not necessarily the 8th graders, when you get a junior high or a 7th grader coming in, you may be going from practicing, you know, at the youth club maybe 1, 2, 3 nights a week to doing it every night for an extended period of time. So at first, I think it was a big adjustment. I've always been a big fan of hard work, and I think anything you do worth doing is, you know, the harder you work at it, the better you're going to be. So it took a little bit of time, just adjustment. I think that was for everybody, even the 8th graders. I'm obviously different than what Coach Warren would be, and similar in some respects. But they respond well. I mean, it took a while to get into the routine, but now they know we get there, we get to work. They know why we're putting in the hard work, and I feel they know that no matter what I'm having them do, whether at that point in time they can see that it's going to help them improve, they understand that that's my goal, is for each and every one of them to improve. I told them from the very beginning of the year, it's not, junior high wrestling to me is not necessarily about wins or losses. I feel it's my job to help prepare them to be successful at high school. So I feel like I have at least the knowledge of how to do that since I was there for so long and I've been around wrestling for so many years. So, but no, they're a good group of guys. Of course, I wish there was more, but I think any coach would probably say that at any point in time. So,
well, tell me about, mention each kid and tell us just a little bit about them. That maybe, you know, what some of these kids, maybe what their strengths are.
Okay. My 8th graders, I have 4 8th graders. Peyton Bartholomew, he weighs about 150. Peyton Bartholomew he's a good kid, hard worker. He's anxious to learn, anxious to improve. So all my 8th graders, with the exception of Mike Currington, have been very good leaders. I mean, things were different for me. I didn't know the ropes exactly what to do on meet days, and so all my 8th graders, including Chayton, have been very helpful in that respect. Like I say, he's having a pretty solid season. He's above 500 and continues to go out and give good effort in practice and matches. So along with him, I have Cole Cooper. Cole, I've been involved with Coach Cole since he was, you know, old enough to join Mac Club. Pretty good friends with his dad, so I've always known Cole. And, you know, Cole, I think, would probably surprise me the most out of anybody at the start of the season. I remember Cole hadn't seen him for a few years when he was a young guy, because last year he was in 7th grade, didn't see him much. And he's really made a lot of improvements, both on the mat and maturity level. And one thing about Cole is he likes wrestling. I mean, he follows wrestling. He's, you know, one example, Figuehead JV tournaments, he was there the whole time I was there, which I felt like I never left. So he really enjoys the sport, puts in a lot of effort, does a good job. Has been a good leader for us. Peyton Russell, again, Peyton, I've been watching him wrestle since he was, you know, in Mac Club. So Peyton's been a really good leader as well. He's continued to improve. I know what Peyton's record was last year, and he has more than quadrupled the wins that he's had this season. So that was great. The first meet was a home meet, and he came off the mat. He was pretty excited. And I said, "That was a good win." And he said, "Yeah, it's been a long time." I said, "Well, we're going to keep adding to that wins list," and he has. So again, he's continued to improve throughout the season, and you know, as a coach, that's what you can hope for, senior athletes as they continue to get better. Michael Currington is a bigger guy for us, and I believe Mike wrestles. He used to live in Florida, moved up here a few years ago. Had probably tried wrestling a couple years when he was younger, but hadn't wrestled for a while. And so he come out, glad to have him. He put forth good effort, has, again, improved throughout the season, picked up a couple wins that really, on paper, against the guys he was going against, probably wasn't supposed to, and that just shows how much effort he gives. So those are my 8th graders. Like I said, they've been a great leaders for our team, kind of kept me on track in certain areas, you know, what to expect, when we need to leave, things like that, basic routine stuff. As far as my 7th graders, Callista Clark, she's been wrestling for several years now. Callista, she's pretty small, so she probably hasn't had as many matches as some of the other guys. She weighs around 80 pounds. Sometimes when we go to those meets, it's hard to find people, student athletes that are as small as she is. So in the matches she has wrestled, you know, she goes out there and gives it her all. So and she improved throughout the season as well. So next would be, Caden Cosridge. And Caden's been wrestling probably since the time he came out. You know, he had an older brother that was a few years younger than me that wrestled. You know, I remember Caden being on the bleachers when he could probably barely walk, and has been around wrestling a lot. I think Caden prides himself on being a wrestler, and, you know, he's very humble, but he loves to wrestle. He does it a lot. He's probably had, you know, more matches than some of our high school kids have in their career total. So he does a lot, goes a lot of places, and like I say, he's been a huge leader even as a 7th grader because, you know, he leads by example, I guess, and goes out, gives his best effort. Caden likes to win, but I think he hates to lose more than he likes to win, if that makes sense. So he'll fight till the end, and he's had a couple losses this year, and despite the same guy that they've been rivals, and each time they wrestle, he kind of closes the gap. So, and he's learning from his mistakes. Like I say, Caden's got a bright future ahead of him, and look forward for see what the rest of this year brings, along with the rest of his career. So, Lee Ginabana is a 7th grader, and this is, I think, only his 3rd year wrestling. He said he tried it when he was a young kid, wasn't a big fan of it, and then decided to come out last year in the youth club. And one thing about Lee, you know, as far as his skill level, is not what a typical 7th grader would be, just because of the lack of experience. But he goes hard. I mean, he can hang with the best of them. There's a lot of times when he'll wrestle a guy that Caden put up against. And at the junior high, we try and pair him up at our meets based on skill level. And, you know, he may not always win, but the guys that he wrestles are quality guys, and he's right there with them. So I keep telling him, you know, get rid of a few minor mistakes, and things are going to go really well for him. And that's what we try and do in practice, is work on the mistakes that we may have made in a match the time before, and figure out how to correct them, and hopefully get the coin toss or the hand raised when maybe it wasn't. So Colby Misitich. Colby has been injured here probably the last month. He's had some shoulder stuff going on, so he hasn't wrestled much the second half of the season. Kind of trying to figure out what's the matter with that, with the doctors and stuff. But you know, Colby's a hard worker, just a very athletic kid, and he likes to compete. So hopefully we can get his injury taken care of. Our last meet's on Tuesday, so he's probably not going to get any more mat time. But I'm looking forward to having him come back next year and seeing what next season will bring. Gage Mormon was probably the 3rd week of practice, broke his collarbone. Him and Caden, who are cousins, Mormon Kozarich, kind of everywhere. So he broke his collarbone, and basically he will be cleared to wrestle, I believe, at the end of next week. So Gage, I would have been really excited to see what he could do. He's been wrestling for a long time, and was looking really good at the beginning of the year, but things happen. So everybody's been on the team. He's been to most of the practices, does what he can, but as far as his wrestling season, he hasn't gotten any competition. Jordan Engel. Jordan is, I believe this is the second year, and so again, in competitions, most of the time he's going against opponents that probably have more experience. But Jordan has probably, out of anybody on the team, progressed more than anybody else. He works on stuff in practice that he knows he needs to work on, and you can see it translate the next time out on the mat. So, like having Jordan on the team. And then last but not least, we have Eli Henderson, and this is Eli's first year. So Eli come out. I'm not sure who talked him into it, but he said, I want to give it a try. I said, all right. And, you know, he's been great to have on the team. I believe he's got 6 wins on the season. So I've known wrestlers that have come out their first year or their first year in first grade and probably have not won a match all season. So, you know, I'm really proud of Eli. It's not the easiest thing in the world when you go out there and give it your best. The outcome isn't what you wanted, but he's always got a positive mindset, and he reminds me, Coach, I'm learning. So great to have Eli on the team, as is with everybody else. So, like I say, good group of 7th graders that will be returning next year. And our 8th graders will be, I told them after our meet on Tuesday, you're technically considered a high school wrestler. So some of them kind of give me the look like, oh boy, and I said, no, you're ready. So.
And you got Tuesday is on the road, right?
Yep, Tuesday's our last school meet of our junior high season. We go to Knoxville, and we've wrestled Knoxville before. I think Brad told me today that Purnell's there and Sheraton. So those are a couple teams that we haven't seen. So it's nice to see different competition. Some of the teams we wrestle, like Moravia, Davis County, we run into them quite a few times a year, which is fine, but it's always good to get new competition. So, yep, that's our last meet of our junior high season. I think several of our athletes are going to continue on. They can still compete in the AAU state series. So, still be continuing to work at the MAC Club. With our MAC Club, anybody in junior high, it's open to them as well, and encourage them to come to practices. So, yep.
All right. Well, Coach Mark Whistler, thanks so much for stopping out. Guys are having a good season, and we appreciate what you're doing with these young guys. And if folks want to get out and see them at Knoxville Tuesday night, the final opportunity this year.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
We're back with more right after this on High-V's The Fit.
This is Amy from the Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Valentine's Day is fast approaching. Are you ready to spoil her this year? We carry roses, mixed bouquets, balloons, teddy bears, candy, and gifts sure to wow her. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop in or call today and let our friendly staff help you pick out the perfect gift just for her. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square, or call 437-4131.
Jackson Home Center is excited to announce that we have moved to a new location. Come check us out, Jackson Home Center on the east side of the Centerville Square. Now through the end of January, with any $500 in-store purchase, you'll receive free rental of the Host dry carpet cleaning machine and a 6-pound box of cleaner. Call us for all your flooring needs at 641-856-6331. That's at Jackson Home Center, east side of the Centerville Square. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, and Saturday, 10 to 3.
Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
Can.
Sells and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitchfork Show. Give Sells and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sells and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon.
This is the bench on KCOG, Centerville talking local sports and a little bit more. Russ W. and the Hall of Famer Chad Lee, and joined down by Coach Mac Trucci Cigarettes coming off a win last night. I'm going to turn this over pretty much to Chad, who was there calling the game. But first things first, Coach, I know kind of short-handed last night. Got a couple of guys need to get better quickly.
I'll tell you what, that flu or the rough cold symptoms or whatever it is that's going around right now, I'll tell you, we're missing a lot of students from the high school, and it finally affected our team. I thought we were going to kind of run the table throughout this whole winter without going through this spell, but it finally got to us, and we were missing Hunter Cowan, our point guard, and Kate Felton, who has been playing very well lately, and you know, it's kind of rough to have to juggle your lineup at the last minute, but at the same time, you know, I felt like we've been giving Dabney and Devin Glosser and Brett Bauman a lot of time off of the bench, so we felt like they were, you know, adequate guys to go in there and get the job done, and they stepped up and played very well for us last night. But at the same time, it's rough when you don't have the depth you're used to having, and you know, and also the team chemistry is a little bit different when you don't have your starting unit playing together. But at the same time, I was proud of the way of our effort. I thought we played very well as the game went on, and got off to a sluggish start, but kind of took care of business down the road.
Yeah, and Coach, not only were we shorthanded, but they got a couple guys back that we didn't get to see the first time we played them. I was kind of at least in the first half, but those guys seemed to really pick up their intensity on that team that we didn't quite see in that first game.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Clark is a very effective team if you play slow. You know, if you let them methodically come down and force what they want to do and pound the ball inside, which we allowed them to do for a little while, they showed signs of being a much improved ball team since the first time we saw them earlier in the year. And you know, their two post players were very effective in that first quarter. And another thing that didn't help us a whole lot was Brett Koslerich had 2 fouls in probably the first 2 minutes, and Connor Scully followed suit in about the first 4 minutes. He had 2 fouls. So you're sitting there thinking, holy cow, these are probably our strongest offensive weapons for the night, and we may have to put one of them or 2 of them, or kind of, you know, alternate how we're playing them. But at the same time, I thought Blake Dabney played very well for us, especially defensively. His help side defense was there. He built some passing lanes for us and did a tremendous job stepping into that starting role. And I thought Brett Bauman was very active defensively for us. And, you know, and Garrett McGrann, he attacked the basket well last night. Didn't quite finish the way he probably hoped to do, or we hoped that he would. But at the same time, he was very effective off the pass. And I thought our team defense, you know, we don't make a living off man-to-man, but I thought we stepped up and played very well.
Yeah, and that was probably the biggest thing where we missed Kate Felton, the big-bodied two-guard was Sean. And like you said, he kind of took care of things earlier in the ball game, and then Carlos Tamayo, he stepped up, and down here he only had 3 points and wasn't on the team, and last night he was.
Yeah, he was definitely a guy. If we didn't close him out, he was going to knock down that 3, and he was very effective, especially when we're starting doubling down on the big guy inside. And you know, that was also a tough task for Connor Scully. He hasn't guarded too many tall guys like that, and usually that's Tate's job. And I felt like Gaffney gave us a better matchup with the weak side forward, so we put Connor on that big old boy. And honestly, I thought his defense was very well. You know, Scully has a tendency to stand on defense when it's not coming to his man. And last night I thought he was very, very active in at least denying the ball or getting a hand between his man and the ball. And, you know, and then when he did get the ball, I thought he guarded the guy very well. And But it's tough, you know, when you're only about 6'3" kid and that guy's about 6'6", and he had a little baby hook going on, and you know, they were very effective while they, you know, until we wore them out. Once that second half kind of took its toll on them, and I was very proud of our team for only holding them to 10 points in the second half.
Well, yeah, you're only up 3 at halftime. I thought maybe it's just Coach's speech there at halftime. You guys held them to 10 points. Was there much to talk about at halftime, or what kind of transpired there to only give up the 10 points in the second half?
You know, I'm a short speech kind of guy because usually we've kind of made the adjustments before halftime. So then you just kind of, you know, tweak what you're trying to do at that point. Most of our adjustments were offensively. We kind of felt like we were stagnant and not attacking well. So we wanted Brett to be a little more effective at finding the open areas against their 2-3 zone defense, which the first time they played us, they were all man, so we were anticipating that. Then they came out and played 2-3 zone all night, and I kind of felt like we were just kind of dancing around the perimeter a lot more than attacking off the pass. And once we made that adjustment, and also Brett started to open up our perimeter game, he knocked down some big threes before halftime, and then at halftime we just told him, hey, go wherever you think the opening spot's going to be on that defense, and then connect Scully and Dabney around the basket. If they double on you, you can always kick it out to Garrett or Brett Ballman or Devin, and they can attack off the pass. And I thought it worked very well in the second half. I thought we got to the free throw line when we weren't making our shots, and I thought we wore them down very well because our defense started filling passing lanes, playing good help side, and we got a little bit of transition going, and so we got a lot of confidence off of getting some of those baskets.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things that I noticed is that we came up with a lot of steals, not only from skip passes, but also when they were trying to dump down to the big guy, we did a very nice job of dropping down and if not getting the steals, tying them up and getting the ultimate possession.
Yeah, I thought so too, especially our big guys doing that because anytime their guards tried to dish it down there, we had our hands in the passing lane, and then we also stayed on with some IO kids in the second half, and I think we only gave up 1 3 to him in the whole second half, which was a relief because he was really knocking it down well in the first half.
Coach, next up, you got a tough task coming up on Friday night.
Yeah, we do. Knoxville's coming to town, and as you know, Knoxville and Sheridan are tied for first place in the conference. Knoxville beat Sheridan last Saturday night by, I think, like 3 or 4 points. Or Sheridan beat Knoxville, if that's what I said. Anyway, they're both tied for first place. So we felt good about the way we played against Knoxville the first time around up at their place, and that was without Brett. And we feel like Brett's really starting to play the way Brett's potential is and the way his talent is. And he's starting to step up and hit some big shots. So hopefully he can give us that extra boost to get over the top because they never got away from us up at Knoxville, and we were always within 10 points of them. So we feel like if we can just play that level of ball and Brett get us over the top, we might have a shot at knocking them off.
What is our record at the moment?
We are 6-9 and 5-4 in the conference. So
when will we see the postseason schedule?
Actually, we know who's in our district. We just don't know where it's at or who will play just yet because it's still in that 5 through 15 game area. But it's going to be us and Oski and Sheraton and Pella. So it's going to be a rough one. And anytime you see the name Pella in your district, in your 4-team district, you got to be a little bit worried about that. And that's haunted me in past years with some of my best teams. But this year, I think it's going to haunt Sheraton a little bit more than it is us because I feel like we're kind of the dark horse coming into districts. And, you know, we got our eyes on hopefully matching up with Sheraton and getting a third shot at those guys. And, you know, when we played them last week, you know, we were throwing out a few different defensive ideas at them. And, you know, something kind of took hold with our triangle and Q. And I think we're starting to figure them out just a little bit. And, you know, we attacked Hawkinson very well last week. And I think if we just start doing that a little earlier in the game, I really think we could get them on their heels and, you know, maybe have a shot
overtaken them. They beat Central Decatur the other night in overtime, and everybody's been playing them close. So I think I think they're right for the taking if our team steps up and plays the right game on the right night.
Coach Matt Christie talking Big Red basketball, and we always have our Do You Know the Rules, and you've got one for me, I hear, before you get out of here today.
This was a very interesting situation. I was talking to Jeff Earhart, JV coach up at Clark last night. He said they had an overtime game in a JV contest that they had, and a weird situation occurred off the tip-off. One of the Clark kids got the tip-off. We'll call him player A. Well, anyway, player A gets mixed up on the direction he is going and goes down and shoots at the wrong basket. But while he's shooting at the wrong basket, player B from the opposing team comes down and hammers him and fouls him on the shot. So, they blew the whistle and called the foul, and, from that point on, they didn't know for sure what to do about that situation since the kid was shooting at the wrong basket. So I just thought I'd throw that out for you and Chad Lee to mull over, because honestly, I don't know the actual ruling on that, but I think what they did in that situation was the right thing to do. So I'll let you guys tell me what you.
Well, you've got two options. Obviously, you got the foul. That's clear. What I guess the question is, does it become a shooting foul or is it not a shooting foul? My gut instinct would tell me that it's not a shooting foul because he cannot, he's not taking a legitimate shot at the other team's basket. Even though if he throws it in their basket, it's going to be their point. But my gut instinct would be I can hardly see him as a shooter if he's facing the other basket. But if he, the act of shooting, then you think of the act of shooting is the act of shooting. And so that's a very interesting question.
I know, I've never heard of that situation.
I've never seen anybody. I've seen plenty of people score for the other team, but I don't have any idea why would you foul it. Well, sure. First of all, you're the coach of player B needs to have a long shot at player B. I'm going to say that the act of shooting is the act of shooting, and I'm going to shoot the 2 free throws. Okay. So you've done. I've kind of shooting. You went into the eye to shoot the ball, and I'm going to have to, I guess, disagree with you. I was going to agree with you when you were first going through. I would say that's not a legitimate shot attempt since you're shooting at the opponent's basket. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Outstanding refresh. I hear you. Coach got a player B needs to say, what are you doing? I need to foul it. So I would say it is a personal foul. I guess if it's well, I bet it's in here. We'll get it found. During a break, we'll look for it. Oh, that's fine. That is a good question.
You always have good scenarios for us, so I just thought I would check this out. Honestly, here's what they called it at that game. The referees blew the ball dead and called the foul, actually. And what they did was they said since player A was shooting at the wrong basket, they didn't count it as a shot. But they counted the foul, gave team A the ball back, and then they just played on from there.
Well, now, if you would have been in the bonus, they weren't in the bonus in overtime?
Well, I
don't not have been in the bonus. Because if you're in the bonus, you're going to
then you're going to shoot, yeah.
Which that is official what you're hoping. Let's hope we're in the double bonus, and I don't.
That way,
I mean, obviously. Yeah. Well, that is an awesome question. I assume he didn't make the basket.
No.
Okay. Because that would have been the other thing. You would have had to count the basket for the other team, but then and then go with the scenario that they went. Interesting there, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And aren't you glad it happened at a lower level game?
Yeah.
Because that could have been a huge thing, especially in overtime.
Yeah, I'm guessing in a varsity game, if they didn't actually know the rule, they would have to try to get someone at the state level on the phone.
I just want to throw that out to you, Russ, because you always have outstanding questions for us. So I wanted to try to sound you.
Well, you've got me something. I'm not so sure that you would count the makes because of the fact that
it's in the wrong basket. If the ball becomes dead on the, on the foul, if you're going to count the make, then you got to put him in the act of shooting, and you got to shoot free throws on the other end. That's interesting.
That is. I think that they just thought the shot was occurring at the wrong basket. They just called it like maybe like a player foul or whatever, and just gave the teammate. Also, I wanted to just touch upon our Keokuk game from Saturday also because, an outstanding ball team over in Keokuk. It was, I truly felt Fort Madison was the best team we'd seen up to this point, and going over to Keokuk, I knew they were a good ball team, but I had no idea they were as outstanding as they are. I think it's going to be an outstanding district final over in the Southeast 5 because Fort Madison and Keokuk are going to match up very well. Keokuk has a point guard named Johnny Dahl. He's the coach's son, and this kid is very, very good. He can shoot from anywhere, and he connects his teammates very well, and they are just lightning fast. And I thought our boys played very well, especially Connor Foley and Tate Felton. They both went for 17 against a team that plays very high-level ball. And, even though we got beat by 18, it was a quality 18-point loss, and I just wanted to give a little bit of shout-out to Keokuk because I'll tell you, if you can go see a good team play, Keokuk and Fort Madison.
This is a test of the National Weather Service NOAA Weather Radio All Hazards Warning Alarm System in cooperation with the Emergency Alert System. Tests of this alarm system are conducted every Wednesday at 11 a.m. and at 7 p.m. If there is a severe weather threat, the tests are postponed until the next available good weather day. The alarm tone will activate for severe weather and other life-threatening emergency messages for the following 14 transmitters and their associated broadcast areas. WXL 57 at Des Moines, WXL 94 at Bremer County, WXK 84 at Fort Dodge, KXI 98 at Marshalltown, KXI 62 at Montezuma, WXN 91 at Rathbun Lake, WNG 730 at Ottumwa, KZZ 51 at Carroll, KZZ 68 at Van Wert, KXI 65 at Lenox, WNG 666 at Iowa Falls, WNG 668 at Denison, WNG 688 at Ringstead, and KJY 63 at Forest City. For a detailed listing of what counties are served by each transmitter, please visit the NOAA Weather Radio section of our website at weather.gov/Des Moines. Once again, please visit the NOAA Weather Radio section of our website at weather.gov/Des Moines. This concludes our test. We now return to regular programming.
You're listening to the pitch on KCOG Centerville. They'll wrap up with Coach Matt Christie's. Coach got interrupted there by the GDS test, but we thank you so much for coming out. Chad may have found something on this rules question here.
Well, it says a shooting foul can only occur trying to shoot at the basket, which will increase your own team score.
There you go.
Therefore, if you were somehow shooting at your own basket and got fouled, it would.
Right, the other basket got fouled. It would.
Free throws, you would not get free throws unless you were in the ball.
Right.
There you go.
Interesting. Yeah. I got myself out of it originally, but yeah, that's a great one. I like questions like that. Hopefully you never see it. Don't you hope? Well, hey, thanks for having me out, and everyone out there, come out and see the Big Reds at home this Friday against Knoxville. Big conference matchup, so we need all the support we can get. All right, well, Coach Kruse, thank you very much. We'll slide Josh in here and visit with him about all things IV, and then we've got Josh Thorkel going to talk about Indian Hills baseball a little bit. One of our new coaches, Chad, and I got a chance to meet this weekend. I'll get him out and introduce him to everybody. Josh, the whole store, you got marked everything down. That's it. So we've got Pepsi 12-pack cans, 4 for $10. Lay's potato chips, $1.48. We have Jack pizzas, $1.99. 80% lean ground beef for 1 pound cube, just $2.99. We have Coke products with a coupon for 3 for $9. And then from our kitchen, we have 12-inch medium single topping pizzas, $5.88 with an 8-cent fuel flavor. And then don't forget about Saturdays. Come in and spend $50 to save 30 cents a gallon in fuel flavor cards. All right, all of that right out here at your local Hy-Vee store. And we will have our official Beauty Know the Rules question coming up, also Hall of Fame count and a trip to the mound. Josh will join us for that. We'll grab a break. When we come back, Josh Thorkel is one of the new assistants out at Indian Hills. Chad and I got a chance to meet him last weekend. We asked him to come out and visit with us about talking baseball, and we'll get to know this young man right after this on IV's The Bench.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square's got you covered when it comes to men's dress. Whether it's business or casual, Jim Ireland Menswear can help. And for the sports fans, they have lots of sports apparel, from the Hawkeyes and Cyclones to UNI and the Centerville Big Reds and Redettes. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square also has Team Ice Scrapers. Stop in today at Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
This is The Bench on KCOG Centerville. We're joined now by one of our newest members of the Falcon baseball coaching staff, Josh Thorkel, from the great state of Minnesota. Is that right? Yes, sir. That's correct. All right, Josh, let's start by telling me a little bit about yourself beyond the fact that you're from Minnesota. Where at Minnesota, and how in the world did you end up here in Centerville, Iowa?
Originally come from the Twin Cities. Make a long story short, went to Duluth for my undergrad. Spent the last 2 years as a graduate assistant at Minnesota State, working with the baseball team up there. And then it's really true what they say, the connections you make in the industry kind of help you out a lot. Indian Hills was looking for a coach, and the assistant coach up there, Adam Chris, actually gave Cam a call and gave him my name. And one thing led to another. I was packing up a U-Haul at about 11 p.m. and came down here about 8 hours later for an interview, and was back on the road to Minnesota. And 3 hours later, I was repacking the same U-Haul back on my way back down to Centerville.
So you moved south is what you did for the get away from that cold Minnesota winter, right?
Yeah, I made the mistake of playing up north. I went even further up north than I did in high school, and so I decided enough of that. So went down to Mankato. It's about 3 hours away from Duluth, and then came down here. It's about 5 hours from Mankato. So slowly progressing my way south as I advanced my coaching career here.
And Minnesota State, is there a Hayden Fox statue there, or isn't that where he coached? Wasn't that where Coach was shot? Did you see that show?
Look at it. Yeah.
You never seen the show, Coach? Yeah, it was all about Minnesota State football. It was an old sitcom. So.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure there's still be some guys that get a hold of this some way or another. Have the crap. So
yeah, you might be known as Coach Fox here from now on. Exactly.
Fox. It sounds like a good idea. About that.
Well, they won a national title.
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go. Can't beat it. Yeah. There you go. Now they were. What is the nickname for Minnesota State?
The Mavericks.
Mavericks, because in the show it was like the Demon Eagles or something like that. I thought it was a fictitious school, but apparently there really is a Minnesota State.
Yeah, we're they got uniforms and everything. It's last year, actually. So we got lucky.
Yeah. All right, tell me a little bit about your experience here then at Indian Hills. Are you enjoying yourself out here?
I've been loving it here. It's I love the school. Love working with Cam. He's been great so far, especially as a young coach. He gives me a lot of freedom to work with our outfielders and work with our hitters, which is just a great growth opportunity for me individually. But as a team, I love all the guys on the team. I mean, it's the relationships that you see them build throughout their time that they've spent here. It's been a different experience for me because I have only worked and played at 4-year schools. And so coming to a junior college and seeing how quick some of these relationships are formed and how fast you see some of these guys progress, and their one desire to move on to the next level, whether it be collegiately or at the pro level, it's been something that's been great to witness so far. Before coming to Centerville, I've never lived in a town that's under 50,000 people. So it has
a little under.
one or two thousand. So that's been another thing that I've really started to take a liking to is the small town atmosphere. I think it kicked in when I was invited to one of the Centerville High School football games earlier this year by Bart Carney. And I went out there with him, and I got to see kind of the community support that they have for some of their sports in the area, and then going to Indian Hills basketball games and seeing the support they have there, and just the tradition of Indian Hills baseball kind of speaks for itself. And so I'm really excited to be a part of that, and for this year's team to hopefully add on to that tradition.
Now, maybe I missed it. What position did you play when you were playing baseball?
Was a pitcher originally, and then in college I was first base and in the outfield. Okay. As you can tell by looking at me, I'm not the stereotypical height for a first baseman, and some of the guys remind me of that every day at practice. And then I played a small field there as well when I was up in Duluth, and so I worked with our outfielders and our hitters here at the school.
Well, baseball's going to be going, man. I know you guys have been working all fall and all winter, but you're about ready to get out there and get after it.
Yeah, right now as our schedule sits, we're supposed to hit the road a week from tomorrow to head down to Garden City, Kansas, to take on Garden City Community College. First game being a week from Friday. So we're hoping the weather holds up for that. As you know, anywhere above the Mason-Dixon line there, it's questionable as far as this early in the year for baseball. But they've been having some good weather, so we're hopeful that we're going to stay on schedule, and I know the guys are chomping at the bit to get after it.
Talk a little bit about the team. How are the numbers, I guess, of the pitching staff and the position players? Where's the cut there?
I guess we're right at about 18 pitchers or so. So we're going to be pretty deep pitching-wise, and that's one thing I know as a staff we're really excited about is for some of our pitchers to come out and actually get to see them in the game throwing. I know we have a couple sophomores that we're looking to step up and fill big roles left by, a guy like Nick Green last year that went to the Rangers, but, a guy like Jesse Anderson, we're looking to step up to have a good sophomore year for us. And then some other guys that are kind of newcomers to the program that we think could be good additions as well. Position-wise, we have some experience back from last year, but we have a lot of newer guys that also I think are going to step in and contribute very well. You have a guy like a Mitch Langer at first base that's going to step back in, and a Mike Leaval over at third. Joe Fuentes is going to get his shot at shortstop this year, and Kyle Peck in center field. So those are, just a few names of guys that we think are going to be kind of in the meat of our order and kind of be guys for us that we're going to look to lead our team this year.
Spring trip wise, where we had there was last year. We go to Arkansas.
I think it was Arkansas last year. We're going to head a little further south into Texas this year. So we start off in Kansas, and then we come back. The weekend after, we go to Oklahoma, come back, and then we head down to Texas. We're going to kind of make home base down in the Waco, Texas area there, and kind of travel, within an hour there to play a bunch of schools in that area.
All right, Josh Drumkelt, the new assistant, one of our new assistants out here at Indian Hills. Who else? Of course, we all know Cam and Mark Carney, but is there somebody else as well?
We had a guy earlier in the year, and it didn't end up working out, which is too bad. He's a great guy. Right now, we're still kind of in the search to bring another guy in, which, as you guys both know, being sports guys, is kind of tough when you're getting ready to start the season. A lot of good candidates are with the team at the moment right now, and so that's kind of been an ongoing battle. But we've had a lot of good focus from the guys so far. I know they had a good squad last year, and so a lot of them have that taste in their mouth of success that they really are striving for to reach again this year. And so only going along with 2 or 3 coaches at a time really hasn't been much of a problem, because you can see the desire from these guys and their focus. And so it's been great to work with them and know that they've had success, and that it's something that they're really striving and working hard for this year.
Josh Drumkelt with the Indian Hills Falcons baseball team. The banquet will be coming up. Do you know the date for that right off the top of your head?
March 5th is what we have scheduled for that. We kind of have a busy weekend. We're playing all the way up until that weekend, all the way through February, and then March 5th, that Thursday, is a banquet. Friday the 6th, I'm sure it'll be another day in paradise, and then the 7th and 8th is when we're doing our advanced preseason evaluation camp. So those are some dates that hopefully people can put in their calendar, and we'd love to see as many people out supporting as possible.
Do we know who the speaker is going to be yet? Is that public knowledge yet, or
not public knowledge yet? Cam's playing that one pretty close to the heart right now. He says he's got somebody lined up, and so we're all kind of waiting. Even I don't know who that's going to be at the moment, and so I think, rest assured it's usually somebody pretty good, of what I've been told. So we're looking forward to that.
All right, Josh, thanks so much for stopping out. Good luck to the Falcons baseball team. We hope it's time for another trip to Grand Junction. I think everybody's anxious for that.
I think we got a couple guys on the team from Colorado that would love to be playing close to home coming that time of year.
Josh Drumkelt will be Indian Hills Falcons. We're back with Coach Anthony White, Big Red Wrestling, right after this on High East the 50.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. As we head into a brand new year, I would like to say thank you to all of my clients that made 2014 a tremendous year for me and my business. Dozens of first-time customers trusted me with their money and IRA investments. If you have a CD maturing in the near future, you should contact me about my safe money options. You will be pleasantly surprised. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Let's make 2015 a great year for your hard-earned money, and thank you for your business. It's greatly appreciated.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Athens County. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is one of Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf courses. The golf season will be here before you know it, and the Preserve reminds you it's important to look your best and to have the best equipment. So stop out to their pro shop today. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake has the finest pro shop in the area. Stop out today for golf balls, golf clubs, and anything you need to look and play your best. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake, Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course and the area's only full-service pro shop.
Hi, folks. Billy Thomas with Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Service. In 2007, we opened the Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Centerville with these thoughts in mind. Provide the area with a funeral home that is supportive of the community and its people beyond the funeral service. Provide superior service that well exceeds those around us. providing a home-like atmosphere when helping your family tailor the services to your needs. No tricks, no pressure, just genuine care. Doing all of this at the best price. At 37 years of age, I can offer my availability to your family today and decades to come. For information on funerals, cremation, or advanced planning, stop by Thomas Funeral Home or give us a call at 641-856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 641-664-2353.
The Thomas Funeral Home, building a reputation, not resting on one.
This is the pitch on KCOG Centerville. Russ Oker, the Hall of Famer Chadley Kessler, Coach Anthony White joining us now to talk Baker Red Wrestling and the last week's off. Coach, you guys have had a little bit of action with Urbandale last weekend, or is it Urbandale we're going to?
It was painful is what it was. It always is. No, Urbandale this weekend, yep.
Okay. And obviously we must not have went up there and won the whole thing, but let's talk about, was there some highlights? Was there some positive?
You know, yeah, you can always pull good stuff out of it, and I try to be positive with the guys. It's a tough tournament, and we go up there not for our beginner guys and not even for our kind of intermediate guys. We go up there for the best guys we got on the team, so that those guys can start figuring out where they're measuring up as far as the state goes, and some of the best guys in the state. So highlights. Brad Irwin came back in the consolation finals and beat a wrestler that he had lost to in the quarterfinals. And I thought that showed a lot of heart, showed some mental toughness, and I was very proud of him for that. Tiger Terpstra went up there and won a match, so that was good. Those don't sound real good, but it's a tough tournament, and it's hard to look at it from the right perspective and kind of see it in a good light. I'll tell you about Brad's tournament. I'll start with Tiger. So Tiger, he wrestled a pretty tough wrestler. I mean, he wasn't a ranked wrestler or anything like that. He probably won't be the kid he wrestled probably won't be a state place winner, but he's a kid that's right there, and Tiger wrestled a tough match with him. Tiger's just having trouble finishing matches. I think this is the third or fourth match he's been winning, and then the kid, I think he stops going a little bit, and then the kid just kind of starts working back into the match and scoring points, and pretty soon now it's tied up, and then the kid's winning, and then the match is over, and he lost by a point in that first that preliminary round. He came back after that. He was, very bummed out or whatever, but came back and wrestled tough, and he had fault this next kid, which, was good for him. He wrestled the whole match. The kid he was going against went tough the whole time, and Tiger just, kept scoring points and just kept working the whole time. So that was very good. Unfortunately, it's a 16-man bracket, and they were full brackets. There's no buys because they've got 20 teams there. And then any brackets that are over 16, they wrestle a pigtail match where you either win it and you're in the tournament, or you lose it and they're done for the day. So it's kind of a one match deal. But anyway, it's full bracket, and so you've got to win at least 2 matches to be in the placing round. And he won that match and then lost that next one, and so he was done for the day. But freshman year, went up there and won a match. I thought that was pretty good. It's that tough of a tournament that you're just kind of grateful to win a match up there.
So if you don't win your first match,
mm-hmm.
and you're in that, there's potential that you could be one and done with it.
If you're in that pigtail match, and we had a couple of guys that were in those pigtail matches and only wrestled one match.
Wow.
Yep, and lost out. So Brad Irwin threw a decent spot. Really, he was a 5th seed in the tournament. He won his first match, wrestled the 4th seed in his second match in the quarterfinals, and that was Tanner Hawker from Fort Madison. And he, right off the bat, I mean, it couldn't have been more than 20 seconds into the match, Brad took a shot and he had a hold of Tanner's leg, but his head was pretty high, and he had his arm kind of extended down onto that leg, and his head was real high. And Hoffer, he's a thrower, so he just took and just threw Brad to the mat. 5 point, 2 point takedown, 3 point near fall, so it was a 5 point move. Brad did a great job of fighting off his back. Got an escape, took him down, so it's a 5-3 match. But I think that initial move just got into Brad's head because he just didn't look the same the rest of that match. He looked a little too frantic, and his moves were just not real crisp and not real good position. So he ended up getting thrown to his back one more time in that match. So that was another, I think he only got a 2 count on that one, so it was a 4 point move. But 9 points of worth of moves there. It was just real hard to come back. I think he lost by 2 or 3 points in that match. But like you said, that drops him down into the consolation where you've got to win. You got to win 2 more matches to get into the 3rd place match. And so Brad beat the next kid in his next match there. He major decision him. And then he was wrestling to get into the 3rd place match. He was wrestling a kid from, I'm going to get this wrong, it was like Cedar Falls or something like that. And he was a 6th ranked 3A wrestler who earlier in the tournament had beat the number 4 ranked kid. So he's a real decent wrestler. And there again, Brad I was watching him, and I could tell his head wasn't in it. They ended up tied up in the 3rd period, 4-4, and Brad thought he was winning until about 20 seconds left. He looked over at the clock, looked over at the scoreboard, and saw that they were tied up, and he took a bad shot. The kid took him down with about 20 seconds, and so he lost by 2 points. Wrestled Tanner Hoffer again in the 5th place match, and wrestled a perfectly clean match. No mistakes, didn't get thrown. Didn't let him have any escapes at the end of the period or anything like that, and won 3-1. So he got the takedown in the 1st period, chose down in the 2nd, got the escape. I think Hoffer got the escape in the 3rd period, but they ended on their feet. So it was a good clean match, and I just glad that he fought back in the tournament.
And he ended up placing where then? 5th, so right on what he was seated.
Right where he was seated. He really could have done better. And the other thing I will say about that weight class, the kid he lost in the consolation semis, the kid from Cedar Falls, that kid lost his semifinals match by 1 or 2 points. And I think all the matches in those top 6 guys were by 1 or 2 points. And they were really close. And a couple of those guys who wrestled in the championship bracket and then dropped down, they flipped. So just like Brad beat Hoffer the 2nd time, I think that Neville lost to that Zachary, that 4th ranked kid, the 2nd time around. So they were all close, really close.
And in last night, we had our final home action here in the regular season. Then we're lucky to have postseason next.
The last home duel.
Right.
And it was senior night. The Matt Club kids were all there. And so it was a really good night. Had a ton of people there, obviously, with the Matt Club. All the parents were there, so it was a good atmosphere and a good crowd. We were wrestling Fort Madison, which is where that Tanner Hoffer was from, that Brad wrestled up at Urbandale, and Kirksville. So two really tough teams, and we were not even close to competing with them as far as the dual meet is concerned. But we had some good matches. First guy I'll mention is Wyatt Ewald, our 220 pounder. He just Wyatt, I've never seen him really get all that worked up, especially before a match, and he was just kind of not doing much before his match with the Fort Madison kid. And I said, "Hey Wyatt, let's get ready to go, man. You can beat this guy." The kid was like a foot taller than Wyatt, and Wyatt was complaining about it. How come all the guys in the wrestling are taller than me? I said, "It doesn't matter. Just go out there and some genetics." And so he went out there and he wrestled tough, and he surprised me a lot this year, just being a new wrestler, and but he gets aggressive sometimes, and he got the first takedown, and then he just rode him like a, I don't know, like a holy terror, I guess. I don't know. He was tough on top, which is awesome to see. And he ended up turning them in the third period and pinning them. So wrestled pretty much a full match. I like to see that, and then ended up just working hard and getting the pin. So that was awesome. Brad wrestled Tanner Hawker again, and that was a very exciting match. Brad got thrown again in the first 20 or 30 seconds and was down by 4 points right off the bat. And I joked with him afterwards. I said, next time you wrestle him, I'm going to remind you that you like to throw, because we will wrestle him again this weekend over at the Southern Iowa Classic in Fairfield. So, but anyways, Brad got thrown, and I said, hey, we just got to play catch up. And at the start of the second period, Brad was down 3-6, and I said, hey, let's make these 3 points up in this period. So he chose down, got the escape, got a takedown, and rode him out in that second period, and it was 6-6. And going into the third period, Hawker chose down, and Brad looked over at me and just put his hand kind of parallel in the air, meaning that he wanted to cut him and go neutral with him. And so just right off the bat, let him up, Brad down by a point. Worked hard on his feet, kept pushing him. Never got the stalling call, but I think Hawker felt it enough that he was about to be called that he, stayed in there with Brad, and Brad got the takedown and rode him out and won the match by a point. So, and then he kind of got a standing ovation, which was kind of cool to see too. So it was an exciting match. It was probably one of the more exciting matches I've watched this Centerville here.
Was that his last match, or was it before or after Kirksville?
That was before Kirksville. So
then he had another tough one.
Yeah, the kid from Kirksville at 132, Brad had lost to at the Michael Upnick Big Red Invitational here a couple of weeks ago. The kid's a freshman. Going into that tournament a couple of weeks ago, he was 20-0, and we didn't know what to think of that. I mean, you don't know how tough Kirksville's schedule is. I mean, even if it's weak, I mean, maybe you penned all those guys, maybe none of them were close, so you just don't know. But he was a tough wrestler. I mean, he pretty much handled Brad easily. It was, I think it was 7-0, and so coming around this time here in the duel, we knew to be a little more prepared and take it kind of seriously. And one of the things that I told Brad is you need to get the takedown in the first period, because it was a scoreless first period the first time around, and he was in on some situations that he could have gotten a takedown, and so he got in on a good shot in the first period this time around, and took the kid down. That Kirksville kid, though, he was a scrambler on bottom. He would not stop moving, and he got out in probably 30 seconds or less, and so it's 2-1 going into the second period. And I'm trying to remember how that match went. Long story short, Brad ended up losing by 1 point, 4-3, but just another really good match, and he made a lot of improvement, I guess is the way I'll put it. So we came away with a lot of positives from that.
And other notables last night, other kids with good matches, kids who did well.
We had a lot of guys that didn't wrestle real great, and I don't know, there was a lot of other stuff going on, so I don't know if it was just some distractions. Not to take anything away from Fort Madison or Kirksville, they've got really good lineups, so we've got a lot of less experienced guys, and so I think we're just a little bit outclassed, I guess, there last night. One thing I do want to mention, though, I gave the guys the option last week of either going up to Urbandale or going to the JV tournament at Moravia, and I did have a guy take me up on that, which my hat's off to him. I thought it was a great decision. I told the guys, Urbandale's a tough tournament. You may only wrestle one match, and it may be pretty short. It's that kind of a tournament. So Steve Wardlow went up to the JV tournament in Moravia, and his first kid won 10-4 in his second match, and then pinned his kid in the finals to win that tournament. So it was a much better day for him, and I just give him a lot of credit for having the courage to say, hey, I'm going to go do that. Because you don't want to leave the team, you don't want to act like you're running away from anybody, but you got to look out for Well, I tell the guys it's all about mat time, and if you can go somewhere and get some quality mat time, go do that. And that's what he did. He had a full match. He had 2 other matches where he, was able to get a little bit of confidence. So I thought it was great.
And this season is winding down. We're not too far away from the postseason. This weekend, is that all we've got left before sectional?
This weekend is the last of the regular season over in Fairfield. So, it goes quick. And I think the guys are starting to feel that. I had one guy today text me and said, Coach, I'm sorry that I've been dragging in practice. I'm going to get back to it. I said, better now than later.
And so then after that, our sectionals are in Centerville, and that is on the 7th of February.
Yep, Saturday, February 7th, starts at noon.
Coach Anthony White, before I let you go, I know you got somebody here to help you through the interview. Tonight. Who's this young lady?
This is my 5-year-old daughter, the oldest of the 3, and she came to help me out tonight, Madeline.
All right, Madeline. How you doing? Do you like wrestling?
Yeah.
All right. You want to say hi to your mom?
Hi, Mommy.
All right. Tell me the best thing about your dad. He a pretty good guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Does he ever give you any ice cream or cake or anything like that, or does he make you stay on a wrestler's diet?
You have ice cream tonight?
Oh, you're in tonight? All right. I know. All right. All right. Coach, good luck this weekend. We look forward to visiting with you next week, getting ready for the postseason. Thanks, guys. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this on IB.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. As we head into a brand new year, I would like to say thank you to all of my clients that made 2014 a tremendous year for me and my business. Dozens of first-time customers trusted me with their money and IRA investments. If you have a CD maturing in the near future, you should contact me about my safe money options. You will be pleasantly surprised. This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Let's make 2015 a great year for your hard-earned money, and thank you for your business. It's greatly appreciated.
Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Athens County. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is one of Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf courses. The golf season will be here before you know it, and the Preserve reminds you it's important to look your best and to have the best equipment. So stop out to their pro shop today. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake has the finest pro shop in the area. Stop out today for golf balls, golf clubs, and anything you need to look and play your best. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake, Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course and the area's only full-service pro shop.
Hi, folks. Billy Thomas with Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Service. In 2007, we opened the Thomas Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Centerville with these thoughts in mind. Provide the area with a funeral home that is supportive of the community and its people beyond the funeral service. Provide superior service that well exceeds those around us. Providing a home-like atmosphere when helping your family tailor the services to your needs. No tricks, no pressure, just genuine care. Doing all of this at the best price. At 37 years of age, I can offer my availability to your family today and decades to come. For information on funerals, cremation, or advanced planning, stop by Thomas Funeral Home or give us a call at 641-856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 641-664-2353.
The Thomas Funeral Home, building a reputation, not resting on one.
This is the bench on KCOG Centerville. Russ Oker, Chadley Kessler, Josh Price. Time to jump right into some girls basketball. Coach Max Javakovich. And, Coach, the last few games I know have not been what you'd hoped for the team. A disappointing loss last night. There's time to get this thing going back on the right track before you got some tough competition coming.
Oh, wow, do we? Man, we go
go to Knoxville on Friday night and play a team that's already won our conference, a team that's 15-1, team that's just pretty much going roughshod over everybody that they're playing down here. They did lose to Carlisle, who's the top 5 team in the state, team that went to the state tournament last year. But having Knoxville, our conference, new this year, playing twice. Wow, they've got a group of athletes that's just spectacular, and they are showing it on the floor. They've got a nice point guard. They can shoot it from anywhere, and they've got 3 or 4 girls that are just 5'10" and just big, muscular. They can move people around and rebound and get your 2 points when you need them. And they can put on a press like nothing that we've kind of seen all year long. So it's going to be a big challenge for us, and we got to get back to the grindstone after these last 3 games have been kind of disappointing for us. But the emotions are pretty good. We had a real nice practice tonight, and we're excited to get up to Knoxville on Friday, get back at it.
Well, let's talk about these last couple of games. Since we've last talked, we've had last night we had Clark, and then the last Thursday we had Sheridan.
Right.
Yeah. Both games we feel like talent-wise we had a chance to win at least. Both of them we did not get. So what did we not do in those games that we should get done?
I thought against Sheridan last Thursday night, I thought our energy coming out of the gates was very low. We needed to have good energy, get ready to play, and I thought we came out of the gates really slow. And that's what I kind of warned the girls about, and kind of touched on it a little bit last week. Is Sheridan is a team that they play a brand of basketball that's not really conducive for us. They get after it, and they all have that same girl that can do a little bit of everything, and they packed it in really well on that left side, Taylor inside, and kind of made us have to shoot it from deep, and we didn't make very many shots, and in turn we didn't score very many points. So and they're just a scrappy bunch at Sheridan. I mean, like I said, he plays that game like it's a football game, and it's fouls and fouls, and if you're not getting the fouls, and we were in foul trouble with Melissa and Alyssa. We're in foul trouble in the first half, and if those two aren't on the floor, especially Alyssa, if she's not on the floor every minute of the game, I mean, it seems like we are losing a lot with rebounding, with defense, guarding the basket, and when she has to set, it's not a good thing for us. So she got a couple questionable calls early in the game, and then got one in the third quarter that she had to get back on the bench. So we certainly weren't playing full strength versus Sheridan. And they made shots. I mean, they had a girl come in and made a couple threes to lengthen that lead. And when you're only scoring 30, we're averaging, I don't know what we're averaging, 35 points a game, and you get down 6 or 7 or 8, it's a struggle. You know, it's not like you're scoring 80 points. When you get down 10, you're like, oh, we're all right. We're going to score points. It's when points are a premium and you get down that much, it's so much pressure defensively to get every rebound, to get every loose ball, and it puts pressure on offense to sit there and almost think that you have to take every single shot that you put up there. And then we came back last night at Clark, and Clark's a whole different team now. Here this last week, they've got 2 girls that came back from sickness and some injuries that really just dominated the game for the most part, and brought more energy to their group that they haven't had all year. And you go up there to Clark, and it's a tough place to play up there. And again, I didn't think we had much energy coming out. We picked it up late in the second quarter, and then in the third quarter we got back after it. But then we started the fourth quarter with 3 just erroneous turnovers that should never happen, that we kind of got away from. They get off to a 6-point lead, and there you are, sitting there down 2 possessions, 6 or 8 points in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes to go. It's tough to get back in the game when you're a net on offense. It's just tough to make shots every time down the floor, and we just have to be able to shoot the ball better. It's disappointing as a coach to coach girls and try to make shots, and we're just not making shots right now from the perimeter, and we need that. We absolutely need that to open up. And to boot, then Taylor, I didn't think Taylor played her best game last night. She missed shots inside. Was she getting fouled? I don't know. I mean, I wasn't a ref. She could have been getting fouled. It seemed like she was getting fouled. It seemed like there was contact when she goes up. But those guys saw it differently, so I have to go and follow their lead with their calling. So she missed a couple bunnies in there that could have lengthened the lead when we had a lead there early in the third quarter, late in the third quarter when we got the lead. We had 2 or 3 chances to lengthen the lead out to 3 or 4 points. She misses those shots, and then they come down, and the girl that comes back from hasn't played the 3 games all year, hits 2 threes right in her face, and you're like, that's what I tell you. When you make shots, it's so much easier when you can make a 3-pointer or you can make outside shots to know that, okay, I've got to make sure this girl doesn't shoot. Because if I do, she's going to make shots. And that's what we don't, when you play us, you don't really, I mean, you can get a hand up on some of our girls outside, but when you're coming into the game, if you look at our scouting report, and we're at 20% and we're 15% and 18% and 21% from the perimeter, I would guard us. So, I mean, that's pretty much the option. Well, I thought, me personally, sitting there watching the game, the offensive foul that they called on Taylor early in the ball game, I thought that kind of set the tone in Taylor's mind. Yeah. That kind of got her rattled, and she didn't, like you said, she didn't seem like the same Taylor. No. That was down low battling. It was almost like she was afraid to pick up another offensive foul. And I would assume that you did not agree with that. I did not agree with that particular call. But neither did I. So we agree on that. So, but it just seemed like it took Taylor kind of out of her ball game. It did, and it did. She was worried about it. She comes up, what did I do? What did I do? And you tell them that. I don't know what you did. I mean, apparently you put your elbow in their chest, and that moved that girl, and it was a foul. So that's what they called, and that's what you've seen. So there's not much I can say about it. Unless I get another technical, I guess. I get mad about it, but at this point, I have no reason to do that.
Coach, what do we know about the postseason schedule for you guys?
Oh, yeah, we did. We got a real nice gig on that one. We got our postseason came out this week. We get the opportunity to drive up to Prairie City, Monroe and play, a 12 and 4 team on their home floor. And then the lower part of our bracket, Albia gets to play Sheridan at Albia. So sure enough, Albia gets another home game at their place. But you know, it is what it is. So we'll go and play whoever they ask us to play. But you know, in hindsight, those 2 games last week really hurt us. If we win maybe one of those 2 games, I think we're hosting a district game versus Sheridan, and Albia has to go north, but to BCM. But it didn't work out that way. So on Valentine's Day night, we're going to have a love fest up in Prairie City, Monroe, and put it on with them. So we haven't seen any film on them yet. So I've got a couple people going to go scout them a little bit here later on in the week, and then maybe next week, so we can get them on film and see how, you know, you get everything on quick stats, how they are and what their size is and what their averages are, but you want to see them on film and what they're doing. So we'll get a good look at them here. I mean, senior night stuck up on us so bad. I've never had a senior night in January, so it was kind of weird having a senior night the other night. It kind of stuck up on me, but yeah, these last 5 or 6 games there were. And when I talk about road warriors, we are going on the road. We're not going to Moravia or 20 minutes away. We are going on the road. We are going to the end of us to go to a rated Fairfield team, to go to a rated Mount Pleasant team next week. So we're gonna get some. You know, we're going to get some good trips to McDonald's after the game. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. So it'll be good. It'll be fun for the girls to go and play against good competition at Fairfield. Fairfield's having a cancer event, kind of a pink out. They're having a purple out. So the girls basketball team's going to buy some shirts for all the girls. So they're going to be wearing the purple shirts on the bench, and the coaches are going to be, and the managers are going to be wearing some purple shirts. We're going to be taking a part of a great event up at Fairfield. So that'll be kind of neat.
Coach, back-to-back with Centerville, Redden, 6 wins on the season so far. 6 wins, yeah. And you look at, you know, obviously we're disappointed in the last few games, but this is a group of girls that you hope are just going to get better. And, you know, a lot of folks going to be coming back next year as you go for that. And you certainly are going to get better, or you're going to get plenty in the next week and a half, I guess.
I would, yeah. You know, I hope we get better. I hope we get down. I'm kind of excited to play those teams. You know, winning or losing, it doesn't matter. I'd like to see where we kind of stand with some of those teams, and I'd like to see a little bit more pressure on us, just to see how we come at the beginning of the year against full court pressure and teams playing man-to-man on us. And it's kind of neat to see how they're going to play Taylor and Alyssa down low, and it's going to be a good test for us to get those games in. And then Putnam County then the following week down in Missouri. If you want to talk about a bloodbath, you usually go down there and get yourself into one real quick down in Unionville. So it'll be fun for the girls. All right, time for our Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge. Let's see how these guys do tonight. It is baseball. Baseball. There you go. John, you got to feel good. We'll see. All right, guys, write these down real quick. The Diamondbacks, Mets, Cardinals, Red A's. Diamondbacks, Mets, Cardinals, Red A's. All three of your favorite teams involved here. Diamondbacks, Mets, Cardinals, Red A's. Got it? Which one's mine? Now, here you go. Write down these names. Walt Jocketty, Sandy Alderson, Dave Stewart, John Mosliak, Billy Bean. I need you to match those general managers with their team. Match those general managers with their teams. I'll read them in. I have no idea. I'm reading in random order. No, John Mosliak, Walt Jocketty, Dave Stewart, Sandy Alderson, Billy Bean. Everybody get them all written down. Match them up. We'll see how you do. We'll grab a break. We'll come back and see how they did right after this on Hy-Vee The Pitch.
This is Amy from the Flower Team on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Valentine's Day is fast approaching. Are you ready to spoil her this year? We carry roses, mixed bouquets, balloons, teddy bears, candy, and gifts sure to wow her. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop in or call today and let our friendly staff help you pick out the perfect gift just for her. Flower Team on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square, or call 437-4131.
Jackson Home Center is excited to announce that we have moved to a new location. Come check us out, Jackson Home Center on the east side of the Centerville Square. Now through the end of January, with any $500 in-store purchase, you'll receive free rental of the Host Dry Carpet Clean Machine and a 6-pound box of cleaner. Call us for all your flooring needs at 641-856-6331. That's at Jackson Home Center, east side of the Centerville Square. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, and Saturday, 10 to 3.
Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitchfork Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon.
All right, let's see how we did on the Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge, brought to you by Power Insurance Break, call 724-9000. There you go, guys. The Arizona Diamondbacks, that was the former Major League star pitcher Dave Stewart. Correct. The New York Mets is a guy by the name of Sandy Alderson. Correct. The St. Louis Cardinals, John Mosliak. Correct. Close enough, Josh. Cincinnati Reds is Walt Jocketty. Anybody 4 for 4? All right. That means you're going to get 5 for 5. Billy Bean, the Oakland A's. Gentlemen, we have Josh and Kovac. Chad, how many did you get? 3. That's not bad. How about the chief seats back there? Anybody get? Oh, you quit? Okay. All right. Good. All right. Brett, let's go find him here. Get on out there. Okay. Here we go. Overtime question. Brian Fabian with the Giants. Been there as the longest tenured general manager. What year did he take over? Whitman with the Yankees before. That's what I was going to pick. Fabian with the Giants. Do I have a lifeline? Can I have a soda friend? No. You cannot. Well, Rich, we're getting all Rich. No. Well, he might text him, so make sure he's not checking his phone. I'm not looking at my phone, Rich. Or Russ. Got something written down, Josh? Okay. Just like 7 weeks in a row, you guys. We always get it overtime. All right. Kobach, what'd you write down? I wrote down 1990. What'd you write down? Today's match goes to Josh Price. It was 1996. He was 3 years. Was going to take 94. All right, guys. Let's take a quick trip to the mound. I got some fun stuff for you here. We got 5 minutes. We'll keep our answers short and sweet and let everybody get in there. Okay, true or false? This is as disinterested as you've ever been in a Super Bowl. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to go into my spiel about my self-fan boycott on the Super Bowl, but I will not be watching the game because I do not want to give money to the NFL, and after the Cowboys debacle, so I will be watching the game. I will be watching the commercials and playing on my new iPhone. All right, Josh. Oh, emphatically true. I could care less. I think a lot of it had to do with it was just the week leading up to it, not necessarily just the teams, but all the crap that went into it with the Patriots, and now it's Lynch and the Seahawks, and I'm over it. I'm done. That's true. I'm true. And this is I can't remember when I've been so disinterested. And there's been Super Bowls before where I wasn't a fan of either necessarily, but I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Well, between the cheating and the non-talking, the cheating, I'm so disgusted with the Marshawn Lynch thing. Go in front of a mic and just answer some questions. If you make $422 million a year, you can't go answer some questions. Seriously, I wish that it's suspended. Answer a question or don't play, pal. The cheating's probably turning me off more than anything. So, I mean, do I think they did it? Yeah, but I mean, they beat them 45-7. Find somebody and let's move on. If that was their first cheating thing, then I would agree with that. But since they've been caught before, there's not time they do something. Okay, let's play a little game. Well, my next thing is going to be true or false. Should they go so far as to suspend Marshawn Lynch for the Super Bowl? Mine's true. Either answer a couple questions or just don't play. It's false. He answered a question. Yeah, false. I mean, he's caught. What's required, I guess. Yeah, you can't suspend him because then you're missing the big bell cow for the NFL, and then it's all that. But it'd be great if they would tell us, they would say, this question, or as soon as they qualified, I would have said, here's the deal. Yeah, you're going to answer questions for 5 minutes. You're not going to make a mockery of the situation. We'll tell you how to answer it. But you were going to stand there and give some legitimate answers to the question. Or fine him a large amount of money. It's going to be like $500,000 if you just do it. Well, maybe I don't know. Okay, here we go, guys. We've got 3 minutes left. Let's move quick. First, we're going to play What Happened First? Cubs in the World Series, Browns in the Super Bowl. What happens first? Oh, without a doubt, Cubs in the World Series. Absolutely. Sorry, Josh. No, I 100% agree with you. I think it's going to be Cubs in the World Series. I mean, it's the Back to the Future year 2015. It's going to happen. I would say Cubs, they were talking today how good the Cubs and the Twins farm systems are. So, yeah, I'd say the Cubs. All right. What happens first? Tiger wins another major, LeBron wins another championship. Tiger. LeBron. They're going to go ahead and win it this year. It's LeBron James. They're going to win it this year. And Tiger is too worried about the skier or whatever that guy's name is. And he can't even keep all the teeth in his mouth. You don't even know where the cameras are or whatever he's doing. LeBron. I don't think Tiger wins it. I don't think so either. So I'm going with LeBron. Okay, guys. So wager 2 minutes left. Here we go. Who's better? Got to move quick because I got 3 of these. Who or what's better? First one, who's better? Brady or Manning? Brady. Oh, boy. It depends on what we're talking about. Who's better, Brady or Manning? Overall, Manning. Brady. I'll take 6 Super Bowls. You're wrong all day long. Brady. Okay. What's better on a regular basis, the Super Bowl or the party? On a regular basis, the party? I know the answer this year. It's party. Always the party. All right, last question. This is probably the most important question out there. All right. What's better, the hot wings or quesadillas? What's better? I would say I'm more of a quesadilla guy, but quesadillas, but probably the better. I'm not a wing guy, definitely the wings. Are you making the wings? Yeah, just whatever. Wings or the case. If they're your wings, I'm going to say your wings. If it's Hooters wings, I'm going to say quesadilla. Well, you got to answer the wings in the big picture. Wings. Yeah, I wasn't signing close. They shouldn't even bring the stupid quesadilla. Bring 17 kinds of wings. Let's get down to business. You know what? I was going to pick a winner of my trip to Mountain. You would have been in there until you said quesadillas, but now I'm going with Josh. Why would you? It's been a great week. Big thank you, Coach. For coming out, the man of the hour. And, it's always great to visit with Coach. Good luck to the Red End. We are out of time. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors to make the show possible each and every week. RK Auto Body, Jackson Home Center, The Preserve, Northside Insurance, Daily Iowegian, Chico, Cook Insurance, Jim Island Mentor, Henry Urban Engineering Shop, Flower Geek, Henley Dental, Thomas Funeral Home, Howard Church, and our presenting sponsor, Hy-Vee. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Until next time, we are out of here.